You know, pagans, heathens, they worship false gods. What makes them false is that they're not living gods. They're basically just statues that are made out of wood, made out of metal, made out of silver and gold, maybe even bronze. But we worship a living God. We worship the true God. And what makes him true? I just said, because he's the living God. He's a God who lives. These other gods, the gods that are worshipped by the ancient Egyptians, the ancient Greeks, the ancient Romans, they are nothing more than just, what would you call them? I would call them fictional characters, because they're not really based off of anything that's real. They're simply just figments of people's imaginations, but not the Lord. No, not the Lord. The Lord is a true God. He's a living God, and evidence of his existence are everywhere, such as the world that we live in. I mean, think about it. The world that we live in, everything that's in the world, such as the trees, the plants, the flowers, the mountains, everything is so beautifully formed, and especially us. Look at the details of my hands. Indeed, such amazing detail. When you think about it, there's no way that all of this happened by chance. We did not happen by chance. We did not happen because of some big explosion that came out of nowhere in the sky that people call the Big Bang. We were created by a living God, a God of whom Jesus Christ said he is not God of the dead, but God of the living, because he is the living God. He's a God of life, not death. He's a God of reality, not what's the word? Fiction. Fiction. He's a God of reality, not fiction. We worship the true God, the living God, while pagans, they worship false gods, which are just nothing more than just figments of their imaginations that they've carved into wood and that they've formed with gold and silver and made giant statues of them. Do not worship the false gods. Worship only the living God, the true God, the God of life, not the God of death. Is there a God of death? No, because there's only one God, and that is the Lord himself. And as Jesus Christ once said, he is not the God of the dead, but of the living. And he's the only God there is. It's written in the Holy Scriptures. There is no God but he, the Lord himself. And since he's the God of the living, that means that there is no God of the dead. There's only the God of the living.